an unfair, unfriendly town. Banning all vendors is unfair, unfriendly, and certainly does not lend a helping hand to the individuals here who are doing all they can to make a living in a city and county that daily becomes more and more expensive. Now, in spite of admitting that there have been no fights regarding panhandlers and no auto accidents involving panhandling, the City Council is going to pull out the unfriendly stick and beat the needy with it. Why? Can't we see that nationwide Americans are suffering economically and dropping into poverty and homelessness? Please reconsider this draconian policy and vote it down. Vote for improvement, not punishment. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin Great. What?
Hello, City Council. It's actually Gate. I guess I have sloppy handwriting now. Good evening, members of Simi Valley City Council and Mr. Mayor. When we think of the homeless, unfortunately, we think of filthy people who bother you for money as you leave the Target parking lot with a trunk full of receipts. I believe City Council is supposed to represent the people of the city, and I believe this includes the homeless or poor who this panhandling act would target. Yet if this law were enacted, it'd be punishing someone for a victimless crime. The law is only creating a victim, a human being begging for literally anything that can help them. City Council must realize that it is cutting off illegal and constitutional freedom, which happens to be this particular person's main source of income, if this item is enacted. Another freedom that shouldn't go unnoticed here tonight is the freedom to roll up your window and not give anything to anyone, which everyone has. A lively example of a site where the homeless like to ask for change is the parking lot exit to the Target shopping center on Cochran Street. This bill claims to help clear up traffic congestion, despite the already waiting line of cars behind the red light and the stop sign in front of the traffic, where there just happens to be a homeless person asking for money. This site is popular to ask for change due to its already traffic congestion that the city has already mapped out and regulated. To say that deterring homeless people from these locations will decrease traffic congestion is like saying that lines at the grocery store are long because of the magazine or candy racks at the end. I oppose this bill, or ordinance, I guess it's called, because it seems like an attack on those who are already wounded. I'm sure there are some serious constitutional issues also as far as the First Amendment goes, as holding a sign or asking a question doesn't seem like punishable offense our forefathers would have agreed with. And I believe any rational person would find an irony in this, being that a person is being fined or jailed for something that they're begging for. I'm asking City Council to please vote against this ludicrous bill, which only benefits those who find people of a lesser class annoying to them, which I believe no law should be established for. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kim Lowry.
Good evening. I agree with the young man that just left. These people and their people with no jobs, no money, that are just holding a sign saying anything will help. Anything. They're not asking for money. You could hand them food. You can give them a drink. You can sit down and talk to them. Tom, Garth, Bertha, Mike, these are people with names, with faces, with tents to live in, or sometimes nothing to live in. They're just asking for help. And your ordinance will, what, give them a ticket that they can't pay, that will turn into jail, that they're going to be sitting there and they'll come right back out and do it again. There has to be a different solution than fining them for something that is, he's right, a victimless crime.
Hi, my name is Susan Marine. I guess I'm one of those faces. I'm one of the homeless. Tonight, you can all go home. You can sleep in beds. I've only been homeless less than a year, but I don't have a bed to go home to tonight. I can go to a PADS, but that's going to be closed down this month. People trying to get the little bit of money that they can get, sitting in a gas station in order just to survive. None of you know what that is like. You can't imagine unless you're on this side. I didn't know. I had no idea. I never even thought about homeless before something happened in my life and I became homeless. Well, it happens to all of us. I mean, it could be in your family. It could happen to a lot of people in this town if something happens with the real estate market or mortgage market. It's not fun out there. You as a city, I used to pay taxes. I've lived here. I've worked here. You as a city should have some responsibility to help me back. These people who are panhandling, or vendors, all they're trying to do is live. And what you're doing is you're taking that away from them. I don't get it. What happened to compassion? There's money here in this city. I went to a parks meeting. I heard about the money being spent there. I can't explain to you what this is like. First of all, being homeless is humiliating, degrading. We have our own stigma we have to carry. But you that don't want to even recognize that we exist are here. There are some things that you do for us. Virginia here, she runs the Samaritan Center. Well, we can shower. But after this month, there's no place for us to sleep. And I don't know, maybe you don't care. But God forbid if it ever happens to anyone in your family. This is a hell of a place to be. Just think about what you're doing to people. There are people on the other side of those written ordinances.
Thank you. Veronica Martinez does not wish to speak. She's in opposition. Zenobio Martinez does not wish to speak in opposition. Sylvia Martinez does not wish to speak in opposition.
Good evening, Mayor Miller and members of the council. I'm here to oppose the passage of a new ordinance prohibiting solicitation.
As some of the other people have mentioned, there was a time in my life when there was medical bills that were piled taller than I am. And if it weren't for my folks taking myself and my daughter back in, I would have been in the same situation. Thank God that they were here to help me. So I know what I don't know what they're going through, but I came close.
I'm in support of this because I don't think that the best place for our homeless is sitting in the middle of the street begging. I don't think that's good for them, and I don't think it's good for our community. So